Hey guys, welcome to this review for the Phillips Lumea Prestige IPL machine. Now, I've got to tell you something. As a Mediterranean, Middle Eastern girl, I struggled so much with hair removal growing up as a teenager through my tweens. Initially, I started off waxing my legs, and anybody who's ever waxed their legs, it is the most painful thing ever. And then I went obviously on to shaving because waxing is just too painful. And shaving, you get all of the issues with skin rashes, folliculitis, razor burns. You have to change the razor every so often, and it's just a headache. Then I graduated onto an epilator machine, which if anybody has ever tried epilation, oh my God. Okay, I did this back in maybe 2003 or 2004, and probably times have changed now, but the epilator machine itself used to make this really loud noise, and then you could literally see the little tweezers going in and out as it comes onto your hair, and it's going to pull it out and yank it. And that was excruciating. That didn't last me too long at all. Until a good friend of mine said to me, I had this Groupon voucher and I had some laser sessions. I had 8 sessions, and she was Iranian. So very, very similar skin to me. And she said, I had 8 sessions and I've literally only got 50% hair regrowth now. And I thought to myself, this is amazing. Oh my God, why am I not doing this? Why do I not know about this? And I can honestly say this changed my life. My hair regrowth on my legs was like 50%. It was even 60%. And for the investment purposes, like paying the one-off payment of £200 or £300 versus going to a Groupon where it's like you only get a limited amount of sessions for probably the same amount of price, I say this one was a game changer. So after using it for my legs for a good few years, I then graduated onto using it onto my arms and so on, and I noticed such a good change. Now, the great thing about Philips home kits is that you can use them at your convenience. You can use them at home, you don't have to, you can be watching the telly, you don't have to go specifically somewhere. And in the long run, it is a lot cheaper than, say, going to Groupon or getting a number of finite vouchers whereby you can only do sort of 6 sessions at a go, for example. The only thing, or one of the downsides with this, is that it was a cordless device. That means that every time I wanted to use it, I would only really realistically get up to 1.5 legs in one go, which for me was always really annoying because I'd always miss out half of my top leg, and kind of saw that I had more hair regrowth on the top half of my right leg than the other side because I could never, by the time it recharges up, you kind of get lazy and you don't do it. So it only really gave me a runtime of about 15-20 minutes, but that doesn't matter anymore because I went online and I found this device. This is the Phillips Lumea Prestige, which is what you're all here for, because in fact, this one has even been discontinued. So this is like old. This is where it's at. This is the brand new award-winning IPL device. And I tried it yesterday and I just felt like I had to let you guys know about this. Okay, yes, you've heard my story. You know that it works. However, this is, oh my gosh, unreal. I've only used it once so far and I cannot recommend it highly enough. It's won awards and I can see why it's won awards. Going from someone who has used this device in the past to this now, night and day difference. Philips have really upped their game, and I will tell you why exactly. So when you open up the box, you get the manual and you get a charging device, and it also comes with the device itself, which looks gorgeous. It looks glorious, and it comes with four attachments. Okay, so that's pretty cool. It also comes with a cute little bag, the bag, whatever, and then you get the cleaning cloth as well. So I just want to go on to talking about the device and the manual. Interestingly, so as a good citizen, I like to read the manual and I like to kind of, make sure that I'm doing things correctly. I have to say the one thing that strikes me as different from reading the manual from this time around in 2020 now versus the manual from 2015 is the amount of warnings that come with this. Oh my gosh, you could be mistaken that when you read the warnings, you think to yourself, do I actually really want to do this? Am I really going through this? There are literally 3 pages of contraindications or people who shouldn't be using this device. It goes from people who've got diabetes, people who sunburn, people who are be taking beta hydroxy acids or alpha hydroxy acids, or if you've got certain medications, or if you take any anticoagulant medications. There is literally a whole plethora of conditions that you can't use this device with. So it's always really important to read the manual thoroughly before going through and going ahead with it. All right, that's enough talking. Let's talk about the device. So let's talk about the machine itself. Alrighty, so IPL stands for intense pulsed light. Now, once the beam is shot off onto your skin, the hair absorbs that heat and it stops it from growing. So this works best on the growing phase of hair. Now, our hair is constantly going through different cycles, whether it's the resting phase, the growing phase, etc. So the IPL device only works for hairs that are in the growing phase. And as you can imagine, not all of your hair is always in the growing phase at the same time. So that is why for the initial kind of treatment, you need to have your treatments every 2 weeks, but for about 4 or 5 times in total. And then once you've gone on from that, you can then go on to the maintenance phase, which is having a treatment every 4 to 5 weeks, which is what I'm currently at the moment. Now, just a few tech specs about this device is it has got something called a skin sensor. That is a new feature for the IPL machine. What that means essentially is when you put the machine on, you can actually get the sensor inside to tell you which setting you should best use this IPL device on. So I know from experience that usually I've been using on a 4 or a 5, according to my skin color and according to my hair growth as well. But what you can do with this, which is pretty cool, is you can turn it on and you can press the little magnifying glass and place it onto your skin on 90 degrees. And it takes a bit of time to think about what it's doing until eventually it flashes into the correct specification for you. So for me, it's flashing as a 4. So what I'll do is I'll press tick, yes, I agree with that, and then we'll get going. So I think that's pretty cool. It's a nice safety feature. I have read on the internet, a lot of people have found that quite useful when they're initially setting up, and you can obviously change it yourself. You don't have to stick to what the skin sensor has told you. It is a recommendation, but it is a good recommendation because if you go too high for your skin color, it could cause some burns. It can cause some hyperpigmentation, which means you can get even more pigments. So I'd certainly say use this with caution because yes, it is a safe device. However, there can be a number of side effects such as redness, irritation. Oh my gosh, the list is endless, and the manual will tell you what those side effects are. So use it with caution and use our advice well. So I'm going to be using it cordless right now, and the one area that I haven't done yet is my lower leg. So what you have to remember is when you are doing any IPL treatment, your leg must be clean from any oily substances or any cream, so preferably after a shower, for example, and there must be no hair there either. If you are using it on a little bit of hair, like a 0.1 millimeter hair, it's okay. It just might be a bit more painful for you. So I'm going to turn on my device and I'm going to crank it up to 4. So by using the interface like so, like that, and place it 90-degree angle to the skin. And as you can see, the white light has come on, and all I'm going to do is press down on the trigger and I'm going to wait until it zaps. I always look away from the light beam. They say that it's harmless for your eyes. However, I don't like it, so just look away and off you go. And as it goes, it does feel like a sharp prick almost, or like a zap, if you like. It's not too bad. It doesn't hurt. And then again. And you can kind of work out where you've been once you've done it like 100 times. It's easy. So this is me using in cordless mode. And what I might do, just to show you guys, is use it as corded. So now I've plugged it in, and you only get about 1 meter or so's worth of cable length. So you kind of can't be too far for an extension cable. So I'm going to just turn it on again. And we're ready to go. And you can just see the difference now between the zaps. It's 1 second faster, I'd say. So it does help if you are next to an extension cable. It's just a lot easier. Obviously, if you're like, I don't know, out in the wilderness and you really need to just IPL your legs, then you can you can do it cordless. It's so addictive, honestly. It's so easy to do. So I was using flash and slide then. So I'm just going to show you guys how you would do it if you weren't flashing and sliding. So you just let go and then come off and let go and then press down and press down. But if you're going over large areas like this, it's just much more convenient just to hold it down and keep holding that trigger button. Yes, your finger does get a bit tired at the end, but it's a lot quicker. So for the areas like the knee, this is always a bit tricky, but you can use the smaller ones if you like. However, what I try to do is just go around in a bit of a circle and then work my way through. And so there you have it. Look at that. under literally 5 minutes, I've done my lower leg. I'm really happy with that. So that concludes the review for the Lumea Prestige, Phillips Lumea Prestige. I hope you guys have found this useful. Let me know if you have any experience with this, or if you've got any experience with any previous IPL machines. I would love to hear about it in the comment section below. Or if you have any other different methods of hair removal, I'd love to know about it. I hope you found this video useful, and I will see you in the next one. Mwah. Thanks for watching. Bye. Yeah, I love you so much. Pew, pew, pew.